Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Opinionated Lushes Does Books and Booze, the segment where we invite on indie authors to read a little bit of their book and talk a little bit about themselves and the writing process and whatever other questions and conversations we tend to end up in. I'm going to pass it to Dawn to introduce this week's author.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Books and Booze. Tonight we have the incredible CL Easton. Hey CL, how are you?
I'm fine.
Her real name's Cassie, but
Actually, I have a bigger name than that, but we'll go with Cassie.
yeah, we'll just go with Cassie. I actually met her on TikTok. She's wonderful, but I will let her talk about herself. Where are you from? How long have you been writing? And do you have any animals, and what are their names?
We'll start with the animals. I have 3 of them. I have a chocolate lab. His name is Charlie, or Chuck, or whatever other name you can think of. And then I'm like, you know what? We named another one. So we got a black lab. And we named him Oscar. Oh my God. So I'm like, we'll balance them out. Because the chocolate one, he's got like ADHD. So I'm like, we're a black one. We'll calm him. No, it hasn't worked yet. And then we have a skinny pig.
Oh, you have a skinny pig?
I do. I named him Paul.
I love these names, Oscar, Paul.
I love animals with like human names.
Yeah. And my favorite one is, obviously Paul, because he's quiet. Unless you open up a bag of carrots and then he squeals like a pig.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I should have grabbed him. He could have been my little partner today.
Aww.
Yeah. And I am from Alberta, Canada.
Yay, Canada!
Yeah, somewhere in Alberta. We'll keep that quiet. Somewhere where it gets nice and cold.
That's most of Alberta.
Yeah,
it's pretty
winter
north.
Alberta, that's all of it.
No, not all of it. Southern is nice and warm.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah. I've only been writing for like a year.
Oh wow.
Well, I guess March will be 2 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I'm still a newbie.
How many books do you have out?
I'm writing, I think 11 and 12 right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's already like ahead of the scope, like.
Yeah.
I never knew, like, that's so much to me. I'm like, how can you have that many ideas?
Like notebooks of ideas. Like I lost my notebook the other day. I'm like, oh my God, like where the fuck is it, right? So I'm like cleaning out the office. I'm like, I can't fucking find it. So the kids are like searching everywhere for it, and then the kid found it. He's like, I found it. I'm like, where? He's like, in your trolley next to your desk. I'm like, I looked. He's like, well, it wasn't closed, so you didn't look very good. I'm like, He's like woman eyes. I'm like, you shut your fucking mouth.
Learn your place, child.
Right? I'll fucking beat the shit out of you.
It's always worse when it's coming from the child.
Yeah.
Like,
it's always the child too, man. They just pick up your attitude and they run with it.
And they both have my attitude.
Oh,
no.
That sucks, because I know that feeling. So tell us about the book you're going to be reading from us today.
It is Strangers of the Crowd, book number 3. You should read book number 1 and 2. Figure out what we're going to be reading, because it was only supposed to be 2 books, and everybody's like, oh, give us a third one. I'm like, okay, I'll do you a third one.
Like, I guess, like, whatever.
So I gave you a third one. It's thicker than the other 2.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
And if you ask for a 4th, I'm just going to knock them all off. So do not ask for a 4th.
But then they'll start asking for prequels, and
I ended it
just go backwards
as nicely as I could. I think so. But yeah, do not ask for a fucking 4th book. Like, I didn't even want to write this one.
Like, just don't do it.
Like, I hated writing the book so much.
So what is it about, like, briefly? Like, Without
Is there any
giving spoilers.
context we need before the part you're about to read, or are we just gonna go right into it?
I don't know. I went like this, and I picked a chapter.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll
You know
just
what?
go
Yeah, we
right
could just
into it.
surprise everyone. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read the drinking words. I love how you wrote this email. All right, so the words aren't exciting, so buckle up, buttercups. And the words are here and fuck or fucking. And seriously, that's it. I plugged that bitch into Pro Writing Aid, and that's my most used words. Prep your liver. So
I tagged them for you. They're tagged. That's all of them right there.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited.
Okay, so I'm going to mute my mic so that you don't hear me slurp. Feel free to start whenever you're comfortable and just let us know when you're finished.
I hate you guys.
You love us.
I don't, actually. Oh, fuck my life. All right. One day until Halloween. The town is already on high alert. Most shops are prepping for one of the worst nights this town will ever see in their history. But who do you think allowed it? They did. They did nothing to stop it. Even now, no one has tried to boycott it. City Hall is vacant. The usual protesters are probably sitting at home, scared out of the wits, or excited. Honestly, it's hard to judge the people in this town. I'm not even sure about the surrounding towns ready to come in. Henry made us come down first thing this morning for a debrief, like I give a shit what he has to say. I ignored him. We had our plans for tomorrow. He held his last meeting. There's not much I want to hear from him except 3 little words. I was wrong. I parked my bike outside of Riley's place. I need to have a talk with him before Catalina arrives tomorrow. I still don't trust this guy. It doesn't matter if they work together or not. We're putting all our trust in him. If anything happens to her, he's a dead man. His place isn't something I would be bragging about, but then again, he is a university student. I wouldn't have the place I have now without the guys. Banging on the door, this asshole better be up. When he doesn't answer right away, I bang again. I'm sure his neighbors aren't too thrilled. Yeah, hold the fuck up, I hear him yell. The door swings open and I'm greeted by a wild hair, boxing-wearing man. He better not be dressed like this when Kat is around. Can I help you? He asks with a yawn. Riley? I ask to confirm this isn't some stranger dangerous house. His eyes peel open slowly. Yeah? He licks his lips and rubs his hand down his face. What can I do for you? It's a little early. I raise a brow. It's after 9. Why are we talking about the time? Anyway, I'm Nix. He blinks slowly as if the brain is computing information at his sloth speed. Right. Catalina's boyfriend. Not the asshole one. Good to know I don't hold that title. Makes me wonder how much Kat and Riley talk. I came by so we can talk about tomorrow. He waves me off. No need. This place will be like Fort Knox. No one will be getting in. If all else fails, we could go to the school. Whatever you think would work best. He seems too eager, if I say so. Staying here will be fine. Get some fucking decorations so your place isn't attacked. I swear, if anything happens to her, kiss your career goodbye. He smirks. Maybe you could be the asshole. You have no idea. She isn't the only one that knows how to dig a grave. He gives me a slight nod before I turn away. I'm glad Catalina has a friend, but something tells me not to trust him. He seems like a decent guy and all, but my gut is being a nag. My gut has never steered me wrong. Okay, once when Cole cooked that chicken, but that was completely different. The last thing I want to do is add another body to our growing list. It's bad enough that our game plan for tomorrow is stressing me out. The thought of the mayor's bodyguards catching us is what worries me. But Cole keeps reassuring me they all know him. Getting into his house will be easy. All I know is his nightmare will be a thing of the past in no time. Yeah, we're good.
She's like, no, I'm done. Done.
It's funny, like, because there's been quite a few authors that, like, get uncomfortable reading their work.
Yeah, because we don't like reading our work because we had to read it so many times.
That's true. I wonder if that's how, like, musicians get with some songs, you know? Like, they're sick of hearing their own stuff because they've had to hear it so much.
Yeah.
Probably. Like, could you imagine driving and then you hear your song on the radio and you're just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. And it's you. you're hearing you. Like,
Yeah, like you don't want to hear your own words. You want to hear your own voice? No.
I hate my voice. So yeah,
I made this for other people.
She actually has to listen to us. Okay, guilty. I don't listen to our podcast.
I could be editing you so badly.
You probably
And
are,
you
and
never
I don't know. Probably. So yeah, I'm guilty for that. I don't really listen to our podcast, but Jessica here, she edits it. So she has to listen to us a lot.
Yeah, no,
So I feel for her.
I don't even like the sound of my voice. Like when I make my TikToks, I'm like, yeah, nope. I don't even know. No, it's good. Post it.
I'm the same. I like to use those voice edit things where you like can change your voice, and I'm like, I like that better. And you could sound like, what's the one, the evil one, the trickster?
I don't know. I don't put that much thought in my videos.
I just record it. Whatever happens, happens.
Pretty much. Like I try not to swear anymore because I think I'm like in the fucking graveyard on TikTok now. So whatever. I think
they're so bad.
yeah. They hate me. They're like,
they
oh,
hate me
we're
half the
reviewing your video. I'm like, how long does it take?
Sometimes it's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of a scroller on TikTok. I'm just scrolling.
Like, I hate it. I hate TikTok.
Is that like the worst part about like being an author for you? Like that whole like having to promote social media aspect of it?
Marketing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate marketing.
Marketing can be rough.
It is the worst part. Like the writing, I don't know. I think I sat here with one chapter open for like 3 days with nothing on it. So it all depends on the day.
That's true.
Marketing is easier. Sometimes writing is like really hard because I'm like a perfectionist. So I edit as I go. So I don't know. It's really hard.
Okay, so does that mean you're like a pantser then? Like you just write, and then you like edit?
The only thing I plot is like the character's name, their age, like their hair color and eye color and height. That's like it. Everything else is like the seat of my pants. Like everybody's like, oh, what happened in Atticus? Who's the stalker? I'm like, I don't know. We'll find out together. Like I have no idea what's going on.
It's just gonna come like one day. It's just gonna happen. So just wait, okay?
Right? Like we will find out together.
I love that. So do you have a routine when you're writing? Like, do you need a certain like beverage with you when you're writing? Do you need complete silence? Do you need chaos to like function?
Well, I think Monster should like sponsor me because I think I have one every single day.
Monster, do you hear that?
Right?
We'll tag them.
Yeah.
Just the white ones because I need 0 sugar. Yeah, every day after the kids go to school, come in here, turn on the computer. The TV has to go on. And then I sit here for like hours. I'm like, I'm working.
You're just sitting here scrolling TikTok like I'm working.
If I'm in the office, I'm working, okay? That's what I say. But really, I'm like watching something on Netflix.
I love that kind of job.
Right? Or I'll like post something on Instagram like, so I worked today. Somebody's reading my book, so technically I got paid today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay, that's interesting. So, like, you're a baby author, like under 2 years, but you're working on books 12 and 13, and you're talking about how most of the days you're just like watching Netflix, saying you're working. So, like, how long does it take you to finish a book?
About 3 months.
That's still pretty fast.
That is fast.
Because that means you're like doing it like
every single day. Even on Saturday and Sundays, I'm in the office. Yeah.
Which is amazing. Whereas me, like if I write, it's like an hour every like other day, and like I may get like 500 to 1,000 words done. And then I had this whole last week where everyone in my house had the plague, and I was like, well, like I'm not doing shit. So yeah, my book's gonna take like 2 years to do.
It will take 2 years. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know.
That's what everyone keeps telling me. They're like, it happens when it happens.
Yeah. You think my very first book was, nice. No, I fucking hate my very first book. I despise it. Anytime somebody talks about it, I'm like, don't fucking bring up that book. Like, I hate that book so much. No, we don't talk about it. I hate that book.
It's the pancake, right? It's the first batch of the pancake batter. Like,
oh
it's that one.
Even the second one, it's not as bad, but no, right? You still get better.
I eventually got better, okay?
Right? And for somebody that cannot spell and sucks at grammar, I think I'm doing pretty good.
You are. Like, I've read your work. I enjoy it, so.
Right? And I hate describing stuff. Like, I don't care about description. Like, it's so boring. Just get to the like, I don't need a 400 fucking page book. It's so boring. Like, I get so bored. If it's like under 40K words, I'm like, perfect. I said everything I need to say.
It's funny.
I feel like when I'm writing, like I'm just like I'm at chapter 7 and I have like just under 10,000 words in my work in progress. And some other authors like, oh, I have 22,000 words and I'm at chapter 7 and I'm all like, fuck you. Like,
right now, like I'm on chapter 3 right now in Ashton. I'm like just over 4,000 words. I'm like, perfect, right?
That's amazing.
Right? I get so bored writing.
I hear the puppy.
Right?
I'm surprised my dog isn't like going nuts either. I haven't let him out, so I'm waiting for him to start his bullshit. So
that's Charlie. He's the only one that barks. Oscar, he's like, what are we barking at? I don't get it. I'm so confused.
He's like, what? What's going on? Like,
right? Why are we barking again?
okay. Oh, I normally have another question.
Yeah, where do you get some of the inspiration for like your books or even your characters? Do they come from like real life, like people, or just like ideas in your head, dreams, things you've watched?
Well,
People you know.
Well, The Strangers is kind of like The Purge, right? Well, we all know where that came from.
Yeah.
Right? And she's a grave digger. I'm like, I don't think I've ever read any books with grave digging. So.
Yeah, they're very few and far between.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, let's do some research. I'm like, let's never read Cassie's history on her computer. Ever. So, if you ever need to rob some graves, I know how to do it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really, really shitty at thinking of book ideas.
They just randomly happen, like.
Yeah, like Ashton and Atticus, because I was watching a whole bunch of Wednesday Addams. I'm like, you know what? I got this, right? And then I have a whole bunch of like Edgar Allan Poe shit. I'm like, even better, right? So that's how that happened.
So the ideas just all build up on ideas.
Yeah, and then it just slowly like evolves into a story because I don't ever plan, right? And then, as I was like writing Strangers again, I'm like, this is kind of similar to Atticus. I'm like,
Oops, like I'm blending 2 books. Oh well, let's see if anyone notices.
Yeah, nobody noticed that they're kind of similar and kind of similar people. I'm like, perfect.
It happens. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like a lot of authors, they have the same writing style for majority of their books, so they all kind of blend in sometimes. I'm on a mafia kick recently. I can't tell you which book was which because they're all the same. Arranged marriage, you know, like must create an heir, and like they all kidnap their wives, and I'm like, don't tell me who wrote it because they all could have wrote the same thing.
Right, and it gets a little boring.
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what to expect. You're like, hey, well, I know how this is going to end. She's going to get Stockholm Syndrome, and she's going to fall in love and end up with 7 children who she doesn't want in the mafia, but will be in the mafia. Like, okay.
Right, yeah. And, like, in Strangers, I didn't give them... Well, I'm going to ruin the ending for you. It doesn't matter. Like, there is no marriage. There is no children. Like, I didn't write that.
Yeah.
I did not give them a far-fetched future.
Like, because it's so predictable. So, like, yeah. I understand that. And it's different when you don't do that.
Yeah, I ended it like 5 months down the road. Like, I don't know what happened to him. You don't either. I never want to know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, I don't care. I'm done with them. Like,
That's a cool way to look at it. It's almost like, you know, like the characters exist without you.
Yeah, like they're living their life. Okay, I'm done. I walked away.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's keys to your happy life. Do what you got to do. I'm out.
Cool.
Okay, so since you're Canadian, was it hard to find like an editor or like I don't know if you have an illustrator for your covers.
No. Here's the thing. I do everything. Me, my sister edit. I make all the book covers. Like, we do everything. Like,
Okay.
like we do not cross the border nowhere.
Okay,
That's
so
awesome.
that's actually great because, you know, like a lot of people have to seek out editors and illustrators, and even sometimes, you know, they get like indie publishers and stuff. Like, how does someone go about that is what I'm confused about, because I don't even think I want to do that.
Like, I make all my covers in Canva.
Okay.
Like, I get all my pictures from, like, what is it, Adobe stock images or whatever.
Yeah.
I just make everything in Canva. I cannot give up control. Like, I can't do it. Like, my sister and her daughter edit. Like, and then, because I can't spell, right? I could tell, like, you wanted to spell it this way, but you spelt it this way. I'm like, yeah, but you caught it, so that's all that matters, right? And then I have all, like, my beta readers, and then some of the art team will catch some other mistakes that we don't catch. And it's just a big process of trusting who you can trust.
Okay. So that will lead me to my next question. Like, ARC readers. You have an ARC team, clearly.
I do.
How did you gain your ARC team? Like, did you use Facebook, TikTok? Is it open?
I post when it's open, like when I get close to publishing a book. But the shitty thing is, if you haven't read the first two, you're going to be lost in the second one, like the third one. So that's the only thing. I posted, I think, the very first time around on TikTok and Instagram. And I did have to boot a few people because I'm like the mean person, right? Like, you got 3 strikes and you're out, right? Like, I don't mess around.
That's fair though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's only 45 of them on my team right now. Like, it's very small compared to like some people. I'm like, I can manage 45. Like, I think there's 2 in mids on my Facebook group for them. And then I go to, what is it, Book Sprout. I post on there and people read on there. It's pretty decent on there too.
Okay.
You just do what you got to do. 'Cause for the Canadians, it really sucks fucking balls, right?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, we get the fucking crumbs. So, it's hard.
Yeah.
And for the price tag, because you got to convert everything.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Yep. From US dollar or pounds to the Canadian dollar. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then for my ARC team, I do everything through BookFunnel. So I ship everything through there. So if they try to pirate it, I will get a notice that they try to pirate my ARC book.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
That's a cool thing, like, to way to protect yourself. I didn't even know that existed. So
Yeah, it's all watermarked, right? So it's like $10 or something. Like, it's really cheap converted over to Canadian.
that's good because, like, I think we've had a couple authors on here that had to deal with a book or
Piracy.
two being pirated. Yeah, and like scary.
Every single book of mine has been pirated. Every single one, even the ones that we do not speak of, has been pirated. And they're still, I think I got an email this morning. They had 6 that they took down this morning. Like,
Jeez.
That's crazy.
It is.
every single one has been pirated.
And that's why I think a lot of people like I read a lot of books that are on KU because I find it's cheaper to like have that subscription and like you get endless books, right? And I love the indie authors that like publish on there. And I would try to do my best to support them. But because of that, Amazon does not protect their authors. We know this. Jeff Bezos is a dick. And I won't stand behind that. Like, fuck that guy. He does not give a shit. Like about the people. So a lot of people are now trying to turn away from Kindle Unlimited because they are so strict with their rules. And if they find your book somewhere else, even if you didn't publish it, if someone else pirated it, they'll kick you off. And you lose your royalties and you lose everything.
Everything. And it's all linked to your SIN card for us Canadians, right? Because we have our SIN. It's all linked to your SIN. So even if you try to open up another one, they'll catch you. Yeah. Yeah. So like you're fucked, right? Like there is a author, I don't know if you're on Instagram or whatever. I don't know if you want me to name names on here.
Yeah, go for it. I don't care.
Like we don't care.
Like her Amazon is gone. She lost it. Out of nowhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, it's gone.
I didn't even notice.
Like, we don't like you today, apparently. We're gonna cancel you. She lost it. Today. Out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She's been on there for, she said, 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like companies have this ability to be able to just do that.
Yes, because they're exclusive, right? So if they catch your book anywhere, they'll just shut you down. They don't care if it was pirated or not. Like that's my biggest fear is like they catch my book somewhere.
Yeah, since you said like all your books have been pirated, right? Like,
well, and they put the onus on the author when it shouldn't be on the author. No. Like the author's the victim here. Like, why are you like putting the responsibility on the author to like fix the problem?
Like I could tell you exactly how many times my books have been taken down since I've got, because I go to, I think it's called like Musu or something, muso.com. 118 takedowns since I've started.
That's ridiculous.
And unfortunately, it's US, so like I pay my ass for it. $10 per book, right?
Yeah.
And there's 7 books, so $70 a month.
Oh my god. So yeah, stop pirating indie author books, guys. Go after like I don't know
the AI would be nice.
Yeah, the AI.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Right. Yeah, isn't it crazy?
No, that is. That's and like the awareness that you bring to that, like everyone should be saying that. Like I don't care if people like pirate like what's it called, like textbooks for like college because like you shouldn't have to pay a shit ton for those.
Started these websites were for textbooks.
Well, I know, but really then they have
end up there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I don't even like doing giveaways anymore with my ebooks because I don't trust anymore. Like, and as shitty as it sounds, I can't afford to ship a paperback to anybody. Like, have we Canada Post? Like,
oh god, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like,
everything's so much more expensive here. So on top of like just the pay and everything like that, it's like we're paying more for groceries, for internet, for fucking everything up here. It's ridiculous.
We also have more monopoly.
Cell phones, we pay way more up here. Like,
yeah, it's because we have more monopolies. Like, there's less companies here than in the States. Like, we only have 4 cell phone carriers here, whereas in the States they have like 20. Like,
our banking system is superior, and we can send EMT. So
yeah, it's true.
Okay, that I will say is true, right? Like, okay, so yes, e-transfer is like the ultimate, rather than that stupid Cash App that the States has, which has no security.
And I can pay at a restaurant at the table, and they don't have to walk away with my credit card.
That too. Yeah, we were just at Vegas last year, and they had to do that. They had to take our credit cards.
Yeah,
and
you
walk
have
away
to
with them.
sign and
like. It was like the 90s all over again.
They still have pennies.
Yeah, like
so.
I don't know. Like we went on a road trip this summer. Like we did half Canada and half States, and even the kids are like, "It's so weird down here." Sorry, kids.
I watched a creator on TikTok. She went to some state, I don't know, and she asked where the recycling was, and they looked at her like she was stupid. Like they don't believe in recycling.
Mm-mm.
And I'm like, what?
My child got so upset because I think he held the door open. I'm like, oh, buddy, no, this is not a good idea. I already know what's going to happen to you. He held it open, and he got no thank you. They walked on by, and he's like, well, have a good day to you too, sir.
As right as he should say that, because, like, honestly, like, it doesn't hurt to have some manners, okay?
And I'm not being rude. Like, it's just, like, I've drove through, I don't know how many states. They have no manners down there.
No.
Okay?
No, it's so true. I like whenever I think of the United States, I think they're really like they're close to us. We just have like some better amenities, like better healthcare on some level, you know, that kind of thing. And then I go down there. No, it's completely different.
Yeah,
It's completely different.
we went through, what was it, Maine, New Hampshire, New York State. Oh, God, like, what was the other one? Like, all the upper ones to get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single one. And the kids were like, mm-mm.
No, we don't like this. Go back to Canada, like.
I'm like, sorry, guys. Your first time out of the country didn't go so well.
Yeah, no.
Would you say that your book does well in Canada versus the States, or do you think that your book does better in the States rather than Canada?
Depends on what book.
Oh.
Okay.
There's only 3 right now. I'm looking at KDP right now. There's only 3 that are my big money makers. And it's Atticus and, of course, the 2 Stranger books. And currently 81% is in the United States right now.
Okay.
But before that, it was just Canada. It's 8% Canada right now.
Oh, so Americans are catching on to you. They're like, oh, we like that. We like that now.
But here's the thing. The Strangers is written in Canadian English.
Good. I like
Maybe
that.
they'll learn where to put that fucking U.
No, but I got so many reviews that I had spelling mistakes that I had to write in there that is written in Canadian English.
You have to put like a PSA.
I did.
Oh my
I
gosh.
feel like you belongs in some of these words, like favorite and color, so get over it.
Right? Yeah, and the only one that's not written in Canadian English is Atticus. That one I set in the States. Well, it's not even, you don't even know it's in the States. I just wrote it as, like, the Americans do. So it was really hard to drop the U and spell gray how they spell gray. Like, it was really difficult. So I had to, like, change my word, change, like, all my grammar settings to American. I'm like, oh, God.
Like, oh, I hate this.
Right? All my other books were set in Canada, except for Atticus.
I've had that happen on TikTok before, where like I put in a comment, but I spell a word with the U, and I've had Americans say, "Oh yeah, your comment's dumb because you spelled this word wrong," and I'm like, "I'm Canadian, you fucking idiot!"
Right.
Like,
you got
not everyone's from America.
You got angry and had to like get upset with your monarchy there back in the day.
Fucking Americans.
Right? Yeah. The one book that I wrote that's really, really, really Canadian is my Christmas one.
Ooh, we like Christmas ones.
What makes it extra Canadian?
It's really set in Alberta, like Banff, Calgary area. And you can totally tell it's Canadian. Like, 2 in there. I think I've dropped a lot of buds and A's. And it's really Canadian.
And I want to read a book that has A in it all the time, so you don't want it.
I think I even put, like, hoser in there, like, giver. Like, it's really Canadian. Yeah. It's extremely Canadian. Yeah. I was tempted to put, like, a little chart on what the words meant for people outside of Canada. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. They can figure it out.
Yeah, they have Google. Okay, yeah. They can use it.
Right? I even put clicks in there. I'm like, they got this. They know what those means. Like, it's obvious.
No.
They'll be like, what?
If you had to put a PSA to tell them that it's Canadian English, you probably should have included that chart.
Canadian dictionary.
Right? I did not. And I'm like, fuck it. They can figure it out.
Oh my
That
god.
was like extremely like romancy. Like I didn't even knock anybody off in that one.
Oh, you didn't
How dare you not?
I had to watch like so much Hallmark movies just to get through that book. I'm like,
Oh, I love Hallmark movies.
That's just because, like,
they're so fun. You know they're gonna fall in love and everything, so you just get to enjoy the ride. Yeah.
it was so cheesy, it's disgusting. I even like did it to my mom and everything because mom would not read any of my books.
But that's when she can read.
No, I told her to stop reading at like chapter 6 because that's when like Hanky Panky starts, and she won't.
Oh, she doesn't like the smexy scenes.
Yeah, she read Atticus, but she like skimmed through. I'm like, there's like only 3 sex chapters, but they do other things.
Only 3.
Yeah, only 3, but there's definitely other stuff.
How do you feel writing those kinds of chapters? We've had like some authors feel like it took them a while to get comfortable. Other authors, no problem.
I hate writing the sex scenes.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like it drags on and on. Like I could tell like I have to write one. I'm like, oh no. Like I
haven't written a sex scene yet. I have no idea.
So nobody gets, oh, that's so gross, right?
It's funny because it sounds like you like writing the scenes where you off the characters, though.
So, like, have you ever considered writing a thriller instead, then?
Well, Stranger with a Crowd is kind of like that. I like around chapter, I don't know what it is. She like, they all go like on a murdering rampage. I think
that idea.
I don't even know how many. There might be only like 3 sex scenes in that entire book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely like a sex book. Or like a killing how-to guide.
We love that though. Like,
it's definitely more purgy than romancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there other genres you think you want to explore in writing?
I don't know. I was contemplating. My mind's like, oh, you should do this, right? As I watch like fucking stupid movies at night. Oh my god. Like a ghost book. Like he's haunting the house that she moves into. I'm like, ooh, right?
Yeah, I read horror. See, like that's the funny thing. I love Hallmark movies, but the books I read tend to be straight horror, so.
Yeah, I just watch horror movies. Like all the time. Like that's what we watch at night because Charlie doesn't like watching horror movies. So I'm like, you know what, Pop, you gotta get over yourself.
So we should tell Sonia one day, just get over yourself. Start watching horror movies.
Right?
I know.
First time, like, I watched the Nun movie, he, like, stuck his little nose into the couch. I'm like, buddy, it's just a really stupid movie. Get over it.
Yeah. So nuns are really scary. Like, we just had a conversation with that. There's more scarier than clowns.
Engineers. Yeah.
Religion itself scares the fuck out of me. So, like...
I don't know.
Like I'm like, if there's books that have religion in them, I already know I'm like gonna cringe and stuff. Like I am very like anti-religion. Like I'm like, no.
Pray to Lucy in the Stranger's book.
Yeah.
So there is a little religion.
Yeah, there is, but like I've read like books that had like serious like religion as like the main focus. Like I'm name dropping here. That Sick Love was like mainly about religion and like having to like repress against it. And I actually read through the whole book, which I'm like surprised, but like that is not my cup of tea normally. I'm like, oh, it gives me the cringe when I hear like Bible verses. I'm like, oh,
well,
God.
Me, it's not about religion, it's about purity culture.
That
like
too.
when they like slut shame in a book that they're also including sex scenes in and shit. It's like that's when I'm like,
So I can't remember last time I went into church. Well, okay, that's a lie. It was like years ago when my grandfather died. I'm like, oh, is it appropriate to wear skulls in church?
The last time I went to church was my youngest's baptism because like their family's Catholic and whatever, and we're just like, if it's easier, get our kids into like Catholic school, like only because like the education's better there, not because of
Well,
religion.
the funding is better there.
The funding's better because they get both public funding and they get the Catholic Church funding, so you know that their programs are better.
That's how I got baptized.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, if you want to go to this Catholic school, you got to get baptized. I'm like, fine, dip me in your fucking nasty ass water then.
Yeah. So the last time I ever went to church was, it was my son's first communion. My oldest's first communion on Easter, and we got kicked out of the church because like it's so bad. Okay, like I should not be going to church, period. But I was the very first one to get kicked out because my son was my baby was crying. And they're like, you're disturbing the service. I was like, what do you want me to do? They're like, go outside. I was like, oh my God, okay.
Better.
Yeah. And then my niece got kicked out because she left her candle lit. Like you had to light candles and like hold them during like a certain... Anyway, and then you're supposed to blow them out. She left hers lit 'cause she liked how it looked, and they got mad at her and kicked her out. And like, so I'm in the back of the church, like in this like tiny room. And then I guess another couple got their kids kicked out, and then I had to watch their kids with my kid and then my niece. And I was like, what the hell? And then the priest made a comment about my family.
It just sounds like you have religious trauma.
Right?
Like that's what this sounds like to me.
You want to talk about it?
Pardon me?
Well, it's actually Tequila and Therapy by Opinionated Lushes. Yeah.
But yeah, no, me and church, we don't get along. We get kicked out all the time.
That's funny.
And my husband sprays holy water. Like that's what he did at my son's baptism. He grabbed the holy water and like went like this to me. And I was all like, it's out. It burns. Yeah,
I
right.
like, place like reserved downstairs.
Yeah, right? I'm freaking running the show down there when I like retire from life. Like, don't worry.
Right? Like it'll be a party down there.
Exactly.
Like I'm like, don't waste your money on like a coffin, nothing. Like cardboard box and just throw me in like the brush pile. She's like, you can't do that. I'm like, who's gonna know?
I always tell people I want to be mulched. Like turn me into mulch and then like help me plant. Like I'll make the fertilizer, you know? Just mulch me, baby.
Mulch me?
There's companies that do that now. They just like let you decompose for like 6 months in a big thing, and then they give you the family all the soil.
They really do that?
Yeah.
It's actually a thing?
Yeah, no, I wasn't kidding. That's a thing. You can get mulched. I mean, it's probably more expensive right now because it's not a whole lot of companies doing it yet. But as it becomes bigger, you know, it'll be like cremation. Instead, you just get mulched.
I need to put that in a book. Like that's
yeah.
There's some more ideas.
They have a whole
right
warehouse, and they just like let you decompose in the soil.
Like you can be turned into a tree too.
Yeah, like well, that's the thing. They give the family all the soil, and then the family usually uses it to like plant a garden or something.
Okay, well,
It's environmentally friendly. I don't know what to tell you. I want to be mulched.
Like a Fargo thing.
You do you, Jessica. You do you. Put it in your will and let me know, and I'll make sure it happens. Okay.
Perfect.
Totally mulch you. Like you'll never know what happens.
Yeah. It's better than Sonia keeping her mother in her bathroom cabinet. Okay, like.
Oh yeah.
My sister carries my papa around in her purse. So
We were talking, and like, my friends got her mother cremated, and what happened is they didn't have an urn, and they all just gave them in like little boxes, and like gave to each sibling, and my friends broke open in a plastic bag, so now she just keeps her mother in a plastic bag
Under the sink.
under the sink in the bathroom. She doesn't find a urn. She doesn't care. She's just like, that's where my mom's gonna be. And we love it.
I have like 3 urns on my mantle.
I have none.
I'm gonna get urns for my cats when they pass. So there you go. See?
See, I didn't do that with my dog. I was just like, I'm not doing that. But what we did is we got the paw print, like in the clay, and I gave it to my son because it was technically his dog. But I wasn't paying. Like, they wanted something so stupid for the urn. And I was like, no, I already had to pay to, like, get this dog cremated and put down. Like, I'm not paying for this, like, $200 urn. Like, get fucked.
Yeah, I think the one for a rabbit was like $80. I'm like, you know what? I don't give a flying fuck. I'm getting.
Oh yeah, like, okay, that makes sense, $80. But like this one that they wanted was like $250, and I was like, man, I don't even want to pay that for a person. Like, what the hell? We totally got sidetracked. Have you ever met another famous? Like, have you ever met a famous author or like your idol author?
No. Well,
no.
You know where I live, right? Like, no.
Yeah. Well, you travel. I don't know. Like,
I don't travel. I never want to travel again.
Once was enough.
Like, I'm done with people. No, I don't ever want to meet anybody.
Okay. Anyone ever?
No. You got germs? No, I haven't met anyone.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So you write like pretty much every day. Is there like something you have to do to like get in the mood to write, or is it just you just sit there until an idea comes and you just go for it?
Yeah, I think I wrote like 2 lines today. I'm like, I'm killing it. I got this.
2 lines. I did so great, man. Like, I wrote so much.
I wrote today. I just didn't write a lot, right? Like, 2 lines.
Dawn, did you write today?
No, but I will after, okay? Listen, I was busy. I had my kid home and stuff. And you know how hard it is to write with your kids home and, like, up your ass?
Yeah.
Like,
they stand in the doorway. They're like, what the fuck does it look like I'm doing?
Tell them that to a 6-year-old who's autistic and nonverbal. Like, they don't care. They'll still climb on your lap. They don't give a shit what you're doing.
The 4-year-old doesn't either. He's like, oh, I want to talk about the car that I'm gonna have. I'm like, buddy, you don't even have your learners. Like, it's not happening.
What are you talking about right now?
Right? Oh, I don't need that. I'm gonna drive anyways. I'm like, okay.
I love that attitude you have about it, though. Because I feel like a lot of art can't be forced. So you just have to like kind of just do your thing until it comes to you.
Yeah, if I get bored of writing, I just make another book cover for the book that's gonna come out after.
See, there's always something to be done. Like,
right? Always.
To
do, or just, I don't know, figure something out.
Okay, so what advice would you give to a new or aspiring writer?
I don't know. Let me know when you know.
That is the best advice that we've gotten so far. I don't know. Let me know when you know.
Fuck if I know. Just take it.
Fair. Okay. You hear that, Dawn?
Right?
Just whatever.
No one's gonna know. Do they know that I can't spell? Probably. You see my Facebook posts and my Instagram posts. Everybody knows I can spell.
Yeah, she has like $11, but whatever.
Right? I'm pretty sure spelling errors and grammar errors. Who gives a flying turd sack?
Yeah, you finished the book.
That's all that matters.
You did more than a lot of people have, including myself. So, like, kudos to you.
Do you really need acknowledgments in the back of your book? No. Who reads them? I don't, so I don't put them in.
I'm not thanking anyone. Fuck y'all. I did this myself. If I'm thanking anyone, it's me.
Who wrote the fucking book? I did. Fuck you guys.
That should just be the acknowledgement.
Okay, I did all the work. You did nothing. Okay.
Oh my god, your next book, write that as your acknowledgement. Just be like, fuck you guys, I did all the work. This is all about me. Get fucked. Read this shit.
Martha. Yeah.
Well,
think
I'm all out of questions, so.
Yeah, I'm out of questions too.
And like the Mafia, I haven't done them in like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 books. Yeah, fuck it. The worst part is trying to figure out dedication, so good luck.
Right. And like also like the blurb in the back. That is the worst.
I actually write my blurb before I write my book.
Oh. Maybe that's the way to do it because like
And then I'm
blurbs
like,
are the worst.
now I gotta write my book around my blurb.
It's almost a fun way to like have the plot almost. It's like, what's the plot in only a couple words?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your blurb is supposed to be like 100 words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So good luck.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you
Oh my
so
gosh. Well, this was a very realistic look at writing, I think.
What I do. Mom says I'm really blunt, so you know.
Yeah, no sugarcoating it at all.
It's a Sagittarius thing. What can I say?
Facts.
Well, we want to give you this moment to like plug your socials and books and where people can get them and anything you want to plug.
Amazon. So where else can you get them?
We also have your link tree scrolling across the screen here. So if anyone wants to check that out, that's where you can get wherever you can see you.
Yeah, and all the links will be in the description below. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Right. Signed books are on the website, but you know, shipping. So I don't know. Take it up with Canada Post. Write them. I don't care.
Yeah, write Canada Post. This is our
Yeah.
message to you guys. Can you write Canada Post and like make that shit cheaper? Thanks.
Drop their shipping because really, what do? Nothing. We pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do ship to UK and US, so you know, you're welcome. Apparently, all the other, I'm not like being mean, but all the other authors have a hard time shipping to Canada. I'm like, why? It's not that hard.
It's not. It's really not.
Figure it out.
We pay for the shipping, so figure it out like I did.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that hard.
Nope.
We're like, love you, just ship it up.
Just bring it up, man. Just like right up there.
Like, I want your books too, but whatever.
It's so hard being a Canadian.
Well, we just want some loving too.
Right?
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, again, we'll have all the descriptions, all the links in the description below. Oh my goodness. And I'll see you next Thursday with possibly another Books and Booze. I never know. We're just getting back into season 2, so I don't know if it's going to be every Thursday or not, because I know we have stuff going up, but that's when we drop these episodes, so check it out. And yeah, again, Cassie.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cassie,
thank
for being
you.
on here.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
Everyone,
Good
have a
night,
good
guys.
night. Bye.